right, so today I am going to put the first clear coat of epoxy on this cup, and this one here I am going to glitter using the epoxy method. This one I have prepped and I have not painted. I don't paint. I tend to go an easier route and use an ink. I don't use alcohol ink because the epoxy, it has to be sealed or the epoxy will take it off. What I use are artist acrylic inks. I don't know if you can see that or the glare, but it brushes on the same as alcohol ink. It dries really quickly and I don't have a problem with it. I put it in my epoxies to tint my epoxies. I paint with it. I cover blemishes with it. If I am doing a peekaboo and I scratch the paint, I cover the paint with the acrylic ink and I'm good. And actually, this is the set that I use. And I actually got it at Walmart. And I'm pretty sure it was $11. It was 11 and some change, if I remember right. But it's got large 1-ounce bottles in it, and this is the primary color set. You get 6 primary colors in it. But anyway, that's what we're going to do today. And let's get started. I already have my resin mixed up here, and I've been letting it set to try to get rid of some of the air bubbles. I am probably one of the world's worst epoxy mixers of bad habits to get air bubbles, because I want to make sure that it's thoroughly mixed, and I've never had a problem with a cup not setting up because it's not been mixed. But anyway, I mixed up enough to do both cups, so let's get started. This one is his first coat, and I don't like to dump it on because I don't like to chase it. So what I do is I just dip my finger in and then I move it around, and I can move it where it needs to go, and I can tell where it's been and where it needs it. And you can't really, if you're just dumping it on, and then in my opinion you're wasting epoxy, and I don't know about you, but I'm on a budget. Alright, let's make sure we've got that covered. Oh, there's a spot right there. Make sure it's covered, make sure it's flowing, because this is just paper. I printed out paper and I tore it up and I burnt the edges and I Mod Podged it to the cup, and then I Mod Podged over it like you do any type of collage, and let it go from there. Let it dry overnight just because I wasn't ready to epoxy anything, and that was that. Now what I am going to do, I still have quite a bit left over, so let that set for just a minute and work down and see if there's any spots that I need to go over again. Because whenever you're doing the glitter method or the epoxy method to adhere glitter to a cup, you don't need that much epoxy. A little bit more on here, see if we can get it to flow out and level before we add any heat, and we'll go from there. these kind of cups with the top and the bottom, when you mask them off, they don't take near much epoxy to do. This is 20 ounce Ozark Trail tumbler, and it normally takes a good 20 mil to get a nice even coat. And we will let that go for a little bit there before I do any heat and get rid of some bubbles and help it level out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my epoxy to this cup, because it needs to set and get a little bit tacky before. But the reason I chose to use the acrylic ink over the alcohol ink, it's a pretty simple one. I mean, I have both, but the alcohol ink, you have to seal it before you put your epoxy on, or it'll run. The epoxy, of course, it changes the chemical makeup and it runs everywhere. This, as you can see, it doesn't come off. Once it's dry, it's permanent, but you can take it off with alcohol or acetone, kind of like epoxy itself. But you want to make sure you get every little spot, because this is what's going to hold your glitter on. Make sure you get that bottom good, because nobody doesn't want a glittery bottom. Actually, it's funny, I have done so many glitter tumblers and peekaboo tumblers with glitter that it's hilarious to the fact that I don't like glitter. I can't stand glitter. It gets everywhere, which every crafter knows. And I have never just been a fan of glitter at all. Alright, that's enough epoxy. In fact, that's probably just a little much. I may have to add some heat and let it run off. But we'll be okay. I like a good thick color of glitter anyway. And you know, I'm not real picky that a little bit of the silver shows through the cup, because it is glitter. It's going to shine in spots, and that's okay. Okay, still nothing. So I have no problems going back to this cup and making sure that we are level everywhere. So, and another little trick I do, I double glove. That way I'm not in the middle of a project, have to stop and change gloves. I can just pull one off and throw it away. Normally, to get rid of air bubbles, I torch, but I'm out of butane at the moment, so I'm going to use heat gun. Move it quickly so you don't scorch your epoxy. This one I'm thinning out so it can drip, actually, because I did get a little more on it than I like. I didn't put over 6 mil on it, but see all those little micro bubbles popping. Really anal about the bubbles, I'm sorry. I did a black cup once, and it was a beautiful peekaboo cup. And it looked beautiful. And then I got it outside, and it looked hazy. And it was because I had missed some micro bubbles in my very first layer of epoxy. I was heartbroken. All right, so that one is dripping away. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to try, without hitting the camera, to move this one up and out of the way. And then I'll center this one a little bit better so you can see it. Ta-da! All right, now, glitter. Yay! Parchment paper underneath, so we don't waste, because like I said, budget. All right, I have 2 different colors of glitter. This is going to be a Shamrock peekaboo cup for, of course, St. Patrick's Day. I know everybody's doing Valentine's Day cups right now, but I'm more into St. Patrick's Day than Valentine's Day, so here we go. I've got 2 different colors of glitter here, and I'm just going to place them randomly, one at a time. And just let the excess fall off. It'll be okay. And this glitter I got actually at Hobby Lobby. It is Lucky Green. And I'm having a heck of a time focusing today. There, Lucky Green. And then my darker glitter, which I absolutely love this glitter. I actually get from Walmart, and it is just emerald green glitter in the craft department. And I just randomly place glitter here and there, wherever it makes my little heart happy, and I throw it at the bottom. Because like I said, this is going to be a peekaboo cup. Or, I may not have said that. This is going to be a peekaboo cup. So, it's okay for it to be sporadic and not perfect. Because do this, and then I'll apply a little bit more heat and we'll get it all moving, and that is my favorite part, is to see how this moves. Knock all the excess that you can off. That way when it comes to changing glitters, you are not mixing them. And you can recycle. All back in. And I actually use parchment for this instead of regular notebook paper, because it doesn't stick at all to parchment, the glitter. And static loves glitter. And if you have static in your glitter, which I don't know anybody who doesn't, well, it sticks to everything. And you can't get it off. I just love this green. I really, really do. And I'm just going to flood everywhere else that I did not put glitter with this. And that was by plan. That's what I wanted to do. This is the same green that I used in my sea turtle cup. So, the excess here. Maybe. in the spots that we missed. And it's okay if you don't get everywhere, because we're going to make it, help it move a little bit with some heat here in just a minute. Now I try not to add too much heat. You notice I said try. Sometimes I get it to run a little bit more than I want it to. And it's okay. You know, you may not like it at first, but it really does come out in the end, I promise. And being that I'm going to use my heat gun to do this with, well, first and foremost, I told you I don't like glitter, so I have wipes here to clean up any glitter that might be loose, because, well, I don't like glitter. And there's nothing in the world worse than having an order, say from a guy, and he gets pretty purple sparkly glitter in his cup, because yeah, that's what every man wants, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is turn my heat gun on low and heat this epoxy up. Not enough to hurt anything, just enough to get it moving a little bit. That glitter will shift over the next couple of hours. And give it some of the prettiest movement, of course, and then you're just going to spray paint over it. And she's starting to move. I don't know if y'all can see the movement on the camera or not, but it's starting to move and flow together. Make sure there's no drips coming off. And I'm pulling this out. Throw it away. Pull this guy back down here. I like to keep them somewhat together, because I know the exact spots that are level on this table. And so now I will leave them alone for about 6 hours. Well, first, in about another 20 minutes, I'll take the tape off of this. And like I said, in about 6 hours, I'll come back and I'll put them on the drying rack and let them dry. I will check this one for any bumps, blemishes that I may have to sand out. Check and see if I need to do another coat or not. If I don't, clean it up. It'll be ready to go. This one, the next step is epoxy over it until it's smooth. Put my decals on it and spray paint it black, white, whatever you want to do. I think I may actually do alcohol inks over this one. I don't know. And then you let that dry. If you use alcohol inks, of course, you seal it with your sealing spray. Remove your decals and epoxy over that. I may do a follow video for this one, that way y'all can keep an eye on it. But that's it for now. Y'all have a good day.